Dean was first smitten by the Suzuki Boulevard back in 2007 when he fell in love with one in a dealership showroom. The dealer didn't have one for him to ride, but he bought it straight away, and immediately the modification bug started to bite. As happens in life, Dean found that bike had to go, but in 2013 he found another beautiful 2010 Suzuki M109. It already had a lot of modifications on it, and it had really quite low kilometres, so the M109R was back in Dean's life again. Once again the modification bug struck, and on Dean's second customised Boulevard he had the carbon fibre dipped paint job, a different rear end setup, custom rear and front guards, and also air ride. But once again that bike also had to go, in place of a new kitchen, as it turned out. However, in 2017 the kitchen was finished, and Dean again found another gem of a Suzuki M109. This latest gem came with a killer flamed paint job, but it wasn't to Dean's liking, so he pulled it apart again and sanded it down for what he calls a budget black and gold look with an aerosol can. He said it looked good, and seeing some of the work that Dean has been able to do with other jobs, I'm sure it did. Eventually the flat black spray finish gave way to another dipped carbon finish and some chrome. At this time Dean also added the air ride, the exhaust and the bespoke filter pod manifold setup, and this became the bones of the current bike. It won the best cruiser section at the Bathurst Bike Show that year. However, not long after that, Dean was knocked off the bike by a truck pulling out on him, and fortunately he was able to just lay it down and not too much damage and not written off. Not wanting to waste any time when it came to being able to do modifications, Dean started to modify once again. This time Dean decided to go nice and bright and went Repsol Orange. That was going to be hard to miss, and he ran the bike this way for 2 years. Now, in July 2021, Dean let his imagination run a little bit and decided to come up with something a little bit different. At this point, the controversial rear fender was born, made out of the rear guards from a 1940s Ford pickup truck. The rear guard was made from the outer left side fender and the outer right side fender. They were narrowed slightly and had a tapered V-shaped curved piece inserted between the two, and they were fiberglassed up together. Once they were sanded, they were sent away to the painter to be finished in, first of all, the orange colours that these guards originally were, and then later on into the Gulf colours we see today. Added to that was the front fender from a Honda VTX 1300, and it gave the bike a completely new look. Eventually the Orange 9 became the blue and orange Gulf Racing Livery 9, and keeping within the realm of racing and speed, Dean's inspirations were formed around the design aesthetics of the early Salt Lake flat speed record bikes. The interesting thing about the design of this bike is that Dean has taken the sleek aerodynamic stance of the Salt Lake bikes and blended those elements with the style of a cruiser. What Dean has created here is something that is really unique and at the same time controversial. Now, Dean would be the first person to admit that this bike is not going to appeal to everyone. And that was never his intention, and when you consider Dean's other almost daily rider, you can understand that Dean does like things that are just a little bit different, and what he's created is something that he loves and certainly is different. He's currently in the process of another creation, and I can kind of see what it's going to be, but exactly what it's going to finish up looking like is another matter. But one thing you can be sure is that whatever it is, it's going to be something that Dean really likes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the video and maybe even enjoyed the process of being challenged by the design aesthetics of this bike. If you have enjoyed the video, you might like to give a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe down below. That'd be great. So until next time, go well.